Welcome to Skarn. This is a land that has been built up, fought over, raised, and built up again numerous times across the ages. The peoples are hardy and tough, the lands unforgiving and harsh, and the deities are gone from the world. After the Divine War, the divine races and the redeemed had a truce, but that has run up, and their shorter-lived races view the Divine War as a distant memory. Skarn is changing, and along with it, our heroes. I bid thee greetings, redeemed and divine races, Titan spawn and ancient ones. I am Patrick, known on the winds of change and the beaks of birds as Patty Shakes _, and I am the game master for this story. This is session 9 of Dracogenesis, Titan's Lament, taking place in Skardlands, a setting published by Onyx Path Publishing. This is an awesome adventure brought to you by Vorpal Tales. You can find Vorpal Tales on lots of places on the internet. Of course, we are on Twitch right here, right now. Consider following us or subscribing. Check out our Twitter, where we tweet daily at Vorpal Tales. A Facebook and Instagram, where you can get great pictures of all our cast and GMs outside the tabletop. A website, vorpaltales.com, where you can get all the latest news about everything we are doing and see our up-to-date calendars. A Patreon, where if you feel so inclined, you can toss a coin to us in order to make more, better, and Vorpal Tailier content. You can join the wonderful other Snicker Snacks and Slithy Trolls like Weapon M, Don Arnetto, and David. Finally, a Discord, where you can come hang out with us awesome humans and discuss all kinds of topics, or play video games together. I would like to thank Onyx Path Publishing for making an incredible world and setting to use to amaze and delight. Also to Astral Tabletop for being our virtual tabletop and platform for our players to roll their dice. Additionally to N8 Mid for the fantastic character sheet he created specifically for this game. A thank you goes to Vinsect, a wonderful YouTube channel that has amazing music to set your adventure to. Additionally, Vorpal Tales has some new sponsors we would love to tell you about. First is QU Empire, a small company making original dice and products for your favorite RPGs and card games. Use code VorpalTales, one word, for 10% off. Next is the Deck of Many, known for various reference cards, but also for creating the Humblewood and Heckna campaign settings. Visit VorpalTales.com, click on our affiliate link, and anything you purchase, a portion of it will benefit the show. And finally, Gemhammer & Sons, an RPG supplement store that has everything from Decks of Wonder to Decks of Illusion to dice. Once again, use discount code VorpalTales, one word, for 10% off. Look at all those lovely places you can get fantastic RPG supplements for on the cheap. All right, dear viewers, meet our intrepid adventurers who look to explore, spelunk, socialize, and bring their influence onto the world of Skarn. Please state your name, where people can find you on the internet, and who you'll be playing tonight.
I am Dwayne, at Made of Kimchi on the internet, and tonight I will be playing Artificer Sousa, along with Brillo.
Hey everybody, I'm Ever, and you totally didn't see me wave because green screen. Oh well. My pronouns are they, them, and tonight I shall be playing Yenei, whose pronouns are being sought after, but for now they are they, them. Just don't call them a girl. You can find me all over the internet as Changeling Ever.
Hello, I am Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade. Tonight I'll be playing Lamalthun, the Drindali Fighter Wizard combo, giving them the old 1-2. And I am terrified that Patty has gone out of his way to say spelunking at the beginning of every one of these introductions, which means that there is a cave dive coming somewhere in this campaign, and I'm not for it.
Don't read into anything of that. It's just, I needed a bunch of S words, and spelunk happened to be one of them.
Disbelief.
Well, I believe that we are going into sewers soon, and there might be caves there. And I am Devin, and I am sort of sullied online, and I will be playing Gar tonight, the Paladin.
And my name is John, otherwise known as Vedruk, and I will be playing our shaman, totally not sorcerer, tonight.
Thank you, adventurers. Now, before we forget ourselves and escape for a little while until a realm of sword and sorcery, here in the world today, many people are struggling with very real matters and combating their own monsters. March is a time to think about brain injury awareness, including concussions and TBI, kidneys and getting them checked as they filter 200 liters of blood a day. But most importantly, it is Women's History Month. we remember the numerous women who have shaped the course of history, politics, art, and culture. The very important Black Lives Matter movement is also still going on. We ask that you educate yourselves about topics you may be ignorant to, and work with your fellow humans to better the world. To everyone out there who struggles to see the light at the end of the tunnel, I offer you the following quote from Rosa Parks. There were times when it would have been easy to fall apart or to go in the opposite direction. But somehow I felt that if I took one more step, someone would come along to join me. Know that you are not alone out there, wonderful people. Good attracts good. Light leads to more light. Now, before you gaze further into the story of these adventurers, allow our paladin to remind you of what they have already conquered and overcome.
Well, last week we began our quest by awakening to find that Terhana had left in the night. We then explained to Devok about our quest and who our benefactor was. And we went on our way back to the town. On our way, we decided to stop at the little girl's wagon to see if she had changed her mind in joining us. And arriving, we discovered that many years seemed to have passed, and we determined that this might be a passing of different area where there's a passing of different planes, where time flowed differently. So we fixed up the wagon and took some of our refugees in it, traveling by means of Brillo. After an uneventful night passed where Lamalthun swore something was watching us, we went to the farm where we found that Hillary was gone, Eugene as well. She stated that, or in a note, that she was with the crone of the steps and put Eugene to a proper rest and secured her own as well by walking back with the crone. While there, Devok made us a nice meal, Gar grabbed some wheat, and Lamalthun got some chamomile, while Susa rebuilt and grabbed some more materials for Brillo. While walking back to town, we made the decision to ask Madriel about whether or not we should give the bits of Mormo to Belsmith, and we determined that death and doom would happen if it was given to Madriel over Belsmith. After meeting with Belsmith, she then told us that to continue upon this quest, we would have to go to the sewers where the last cult member would be, and that to get there we'd have to talk to Horst. She kept the elves for a little bit to give them some things, as she gave Lamalthun a book of Fey plant life, giving a wicked grin. She also gave Yine something, which was unspoken. While wandering around, we then happened upon the guard making out with the dancer, one of the quadruplets, and promptly then saw them be slaughtered. While trying to stop them, Yine hit him at 200 yards, and then he proceeded to climb over a 60-foot wall, and we lost him. And you're muted, Patty.
All right. Yes. Thank you very much for the summary, Gar. So yes, your party took chase to attempt to track down the thing that looked like a guard to apprehend or stop, but with a single leap, it had escaped eyesight and was very quickly able to lose you within the large city of Erlesian. So, after a quick, perimeter search, all of you working together, your various tracking and investigation skills still not be able to enough to locate the murderer. You reconvene in kind of a open square of the city and are able to discuss your next steps.
Is this sort of thing normal in this city? I'm not actually sure.
The death and murder, a little bit, but this particular one, it's rather strange.
I can try and track him.
I mean, didn't he jump up like a 30-foot high wall? That's
Oh,
kind of
that-
insane.
I believe it was 60.
That's disturbing to say the least. I couldn't do that. And he's a guard, so
Well,
can't
obviously
go
the
to
man
the
wasn't
guards?
a guard.
Air quotes there. Guard.
you don't think he was part of the guards?
Well, he may
Yeah,
have looked
they're
like
shady,
a guard.
but these guys are shady. But that's that's a little extreme. Well, I hate saying it, but maybe we should listen to the old hag and talk to Horst about this.
It would seem so. I'm sure he'll have some insight into how we should continue on.
Do we know where Horst is? I mean, he's the
Will
captain of the
smell
guard.
corruption.
Guard knows this city better than anyone else.
Well, he's probably at the headquarters.
Yeah, was there a specific place where Horsch hangs out?
When he's not at when he's not at one of the bars, making sure it's safe, and doing his daily rounds, there is a kind of like a command post for the city guard that is essentially his little private, officers club.
Okay. Well,
Well, we can go there and see if he's there, and they'll probably know if he's frequenting one of the establishments to secure it.
agreed. No time to waste. This thing obviously has a head start on us. We should get
It's
moving.
rather nimble.
Now, when you say secure, why does it make it sound like you don't really like?
It's because I don't mean it.
Oh,
He's there to drink more than I would.
is it is that even possible? I mean, I've heard tales. We haven't had a proper night to sit down and drink, but it seems like you would hold your own at least for.
Yeah, we'll discuss that another night. Tonight, apparently, we've still got business.
I don't know. Sure, lead on. Let's go do the thing.
If we're going into a building, I'm gonna tell Brillo to wait outside.
Fair enough. So it's a little bit of a walk through the city to get there. It takes about an hour walking through the. You have to take a couple side streets, but where the command post for the guards is located is at least because it's not like Horst is the only captain of the guard. Elysian is a fairly large city.
Okay.
It is the capital of New Veneer. So you've kind of been in one quarter of the city. You guys are essentially in the Latin Quarter or something like that. If you look at Paris, it's a very huge city, but you spend most of your time in a couple of the quarters. That's essentially what you guys have done so far. So in your quarter, Horst is captain of the guards, and he runs this area of Elysium. So the command post is located it's located near the nicer part of this quarter. There's not people sleeping on the streets here. There's not boarded up windowed bars here. There's very nice mid to upper class houses. The people here walking around are dressed nicer. This is where more of the actual business goes down. So a lot of governmental buildings are here. So there's the equivalent of the tax collectors here. There's a public library here. There's more kind of I'd say proper things here, as opposed to the kind of seedy underbelly you've been walking through up until this point. So it's kind of weird to like be walking through here, especially like with the parts of town you guys are most used to. It's kind of this weird contrast. But you're able to get to the command post without being housed or anything. But as soon as you get to the front door, it's one of those things where you walk inside and there's a desk and they're just like, can I help you?
Can I make a detour?
Sure. What are you looking for?
So Lamel Thune just kind of stops everybody and goes, excuse me, I don't mean to derail the plan, especially after I was the one that was saying we should go at the foremost, although something did just strike me. Horace will most likely have a lot of very valuable information for us. We should definitely continue on that lead. Perhaps the ones who can make with the talk should be the ones to go talk with him. However, that library, I imagine, has records and details, plans, prints, anything that might give us a slight advantage that maybe even Horst doesn't know. A tunnel, a passage, a walled-up section of a sewer somewhere.
You mean the library that wasn't really a library that we sort of found?
Is there not a public library right there?
There is. He's referring to the Temple of Idra you went to before, the last time you looked for a library.
Ah! No, Sousa. That was no library. There was something else.
Kinda.
It has books.
It was quite an informative place.
There was not so much the book. It wasn't really the books that were being checked out there.
They were looking.
Just for clarification,
you can have a DM inspiration for that.
Oh, that one got it. Okay.
Yeah, you can have one for that.
Does that seem like it would be remotely a decent idea? Looking at the public library for CityWorks, like old CityWorks plans.
Yeah, I mean that would be a matter of public record.
Okay.
And
So does anybody think this is a plan worth following up on?
I wouldn't think it would be in a library. It'd probably be in the magistrate's office.
Blueprints are normally stored in the library, though, are they not?
Well, now they are. I don't know about in Skarn.
Well, I mean, you guys can give it a try, but I'd first see if there's a librarian there, too.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, and we could also actually follow up and go to the temple.
My
as
God.
well.
My God, Gar. Go to a library and talk to the librarian? Oh.
Hey,
I am awestruck by your...
Your wit is sharp
your
as ever, but your
planning.
point is made. Shall we go to the library?
I do not feel all of us need to do both of these at the same time. This is a point in which two of us could make better use of our time.
Let's face it, guys. Most of you... Okay, all of you aren't going to be a good impression with Horst, so I'll talk to him.
Oh, and you oh.
So, there's something you should know about this place, Tavok. They don't really like non-humans here.
That's because they're ignorant.
They're a little bit... they're a little
ignorant.
racist.
No, he had the right word, yes. Ignorant.
I mean, I understand what it is to be ignorant of such things. But there are a few people in my tribe who see themselves as better than you as well, everyone here. Besides me, obviously. I mean, look at this complexion. It's fantastic.
I'll take your word on it.
So that
But everyone has complexion. You have complexion. There's not a whole lot here.
Yeah, but I don't know a lot of... I don't know a lot of your people, so I don't have a comparison.
What do you need a comparison for to find beauty attractive?
Well, I mean, your complexion could be considered awful by your people.
Are you going by yourself, Gar?
Physical
I probably
beauty
should,
is-
considering that, like I said, Horse doesn't really.
I would ask you take one of us for backup, just in case.
I can hide my ears.
Oh, child.
You can take Brillo with you.
Humbug.
Oh, now my hood is stuck on my ears.
Now your hood is stuck on.
That was in character, by the way.
Oh, gosh. Oh,
But you
my.
guys shouldn't need to worry about me. I mean, Horst isn't exactly going to be. There's no real reason for him to do anything to me.
Well, you're assuming that he is Horst. I'd like to point out that many times we've seen people who we've thought were someone and turned out to be not them. It's obviously this individual is taking on the appearance of others in the city.
Was this individual also not a friend of yours as well, if I remember correctly?
We'll go loose
Or
on friendship.
acquaintance, excuse me.
Yeah.
He's more...
They used to drink together.
He's more antagonist than adversary.
Well, I'm sure I would enjoy him. But, I mean, I can do whichever you see fit. I can talk, or I can go do some research. I believe my skills will be valuable in both assets.
Okay, so Gar's gonna go talk to Horst and
Hopefully, Horst.
And everyone else is going to go to the library?
I guess so, if I can find it this time.
Okay.
Apparently I went to the wrong place.
I believe that was not
No,
just
that was-
your fault.
The library you went to last time, I mean, it's a library of Idra. Like, there were books, it's a learning place. Idra is a deity of knowledge, so her temple would not just be for her main calling.
Carnal knowledge.
Yes,
Yeah, it's not Dwayne that's confused, it's Sousa. She keeps trying to point the other way back to
Right.
the one that she went
Nope.
to while you're trying to go over
Sousa,
there.
no.
She doesn't understand what's going on.
Susan, we are going to an alternative library.
Oh, good.
Secondary library. No. Yes.
All right, so all of you are easy. It's easy enough to pick out. It's labeled public library, so you can
Can't
walk
say
right up
easy
to it and walk in. And Gar, you get to the checkpoint, and it's one of those things where this quarter of Orlesian is not used to people coming to the guards because that's just not how things work here. So when someone actually comes in, there's like a desk sergeant who's just got his feet propped up on the counter. He's like reading through a magazine. He looks up. He's like, "You lost?"
I pull out the badge and say, "I'm here on official business."
He looks at that and he's just like, I think you grabbed your child's toy."
No, this is really something Horst gave me and a couple others. And I need to find him.
I mean, Horst is here. I I can tell. What's your name?
Just tell him Gar's out here.
All right, I'll see if he's interested. And he, it's one of those like, close the magazine, begrudgingly moves his legs off the desk and stands up, does one of those. Oh yeah. Yep. 1 second. Yep. Okay. Oh yeah. I've been sitting for a couple hours. Oh.
Shocked.
And just heavy, like padded footsteps as he goes down and through the door behind the counter. As
It's really bad for your knees.
You kind of hear some muffled like. And then you hear horse. You hear two sets of footsteps coming back, and it's the desk sergeant, followed closely by Horst. And the desk sergeant actually kind of seems bewildered that Horst is actually coming out to meet this person who's just like, yeah, no, tell Horse I'm here. But Horse,
when he comes out, I just want to be like showing him the badge, like, I told you.
Horse sees you holding the badge. He looks at the desk sergeant. He's like, "No, you did the right thing. That thing doesn't actually mean anything." Yeah, no, you were
By the time
right.
I'm done.
Oh yeah, sure, man. Whatever you say, Gar. All right, you got a report from me.
Yeah, so it's really weird to say this, but we saw the guy who we think stabbed the speaker, except his face is about as shifty as the water. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Gar, I thought it would have been understood. You do this investigation sober?
I've been sober for about almost a whole week now, man. This is...
Okay, then get drunk, because clearly sober Gar makes weird metaphors when describing people.
Okay, so the only thing we can really say is that the guy is sandy blonde, pretty sure it was green eyes, and he has a scar on his jawbone. But other than that, his face was just... you couldn't really tell.
Wait.
And then, this is where it's gonna get really weird. He jumped a 60-foot wall to get away from us.
Okay, I'm still not convinced you weren't drunk, but
Okay.
run that description by me one more time.
Well, first, he was trying to appear like one of your guards. He had sandy blonde hair, green eyes, and a scar along the jawbone. Other than that, couldn't really tell.
That's because he wasn't appearing to be one of my guards. He is one of my guards. He was one of my guards. You just described Julios to me.
Julios?
And Julios has been dead for 3 years.
No, then this guy is once again taking the appearance of somebody else. Because he took the appearance of Salazar to kill a speaker when his corpse was sitting in the temple the entire time. And now he's another dead man. The only other lead we have is that he's probably in the sewers somewhere. And I have it on good authority that...
Gar! He just holds up his hand, he's just like, shut your mouth, come back here with me. Because you can see the desk sergeant is like very like interested in this conversation. He's like, let's get a room, we'll talk.
All right.
He motions behind, like he motions for you to come behind the counter and follow him through the door.
And I follow him.
He takes you down. It is the command post, but it's not a very large building. So he takes you down kind of a small hallway, leads you into like what would be like the briefing room for whatever guards were at the command post that time. And he leads you in, closes the door, locks it. He just immediately rounds on you and just like, not only did you mention a dead guard that's one's been dead for 3 years, but you're mentioning the sewers now. That's not good.
What's wrong with the sewers?
We've been getting reports of, let's just say, murders up in Orlesian. And said murders always seem to occur within a couple of blocks of a sewer entrance. So we've been sealing up the sewers. And, well, it's slowed down a little bit, but, yeah, it's not good. It's tight down there. It's a large network. It runs through the entire city, all one system. And, I'm just gonna put it on the table. Gar, It's out of my league now. I don't deal with things coming back from the dead. I don't deal with whatever is able to murder this many people this quickly, this far out around the corner, bring them underneath the sewers, leave no trace of bodies, and then impersonate said bodies. I'm just captain of the guard. I don't deal in the supernatural or the Titan. I'm gonna go ahead and I need your guys' help again. And I'm dropping all acts here, Gar. I'm coming to you. We've got a nice thing going here in this part of town. You know, there's crime, but it was always less violent than other places because I was able to kind of monitor it and make sure everything's okay here. If this gets out, and it will, because I'm going to have to make a report to the higher ups, main parts of the city. They're going to crack down here, and this quarter is going to change. There's going to be palace guard around here. There's going to be a serious matter of, let's just say, crackdown. If you guys can't solve this problem, things are going to get a lot more scary around here. My guards, I handpick them. They're loosey-goosey, sure, and sure, some of them are a bit more corrupt than I'd wish, but at least they don't go through the streets just beating random people or detaining suspects without any real cause. That's not true of the rest of the city guard.
Been here long enough to know that none of your guards are terrible folk. Nobody's died for no just cause here. So, I'll help you, but you gotta help us out too. I mean, we're not gonna go down there completely blind and without supplies.
I don't know much about it. I do know what your best chance of getting the most information about the sewers. Talk to the Scaled. That's where they're based down out there.
Well, I guess there's good news in that we have a little meeting with them soon.
Yeah.
But while we're at it,
if you have a contact with them, I'd get in touch, see what you can do to get in their good graces, because they don't do anything for free. But yeah, it's not well known, but Elysian, it was built in an old pre-Divine War city, so it's part sewer, part ruined city down there. That's why I don't go down. That's why we haven't tried to investigate nothing in there, because whatever this is clearly something that if it starts making the above ground its actual home, we're all doomed.
All right, well, you have my assistance. We will be helping you out with this. But aside from going to the Scaled, I have one singular request of you.
What's that?
Pull out my badge. Make this mean something.
He chuckles. He thinks about it for a second. All right. As opposed to the bullshit deputizing I did of your little group, I'll go ahead and make it official. All of you are officially part of the city guard. You are recognized as of that station in this quarter. No guards will question it. I'll pass along the information. And he kind of like goes, there's like a storage closet in this little assembly room. And he kind of pulls out 5 cloaks that have the symbol of, have the Elysian sigil on it, the city of Elysian sigil on it. And he's like, you don't have to wear the cloak, just cut out the sigil, put it somewhere on your person, and you'll be recognized as one of the guards.
You have my appreciation for that.
But remember, you're acting leader of your little squad, whatever you want to call yourselves. So any abuse of power beyond the usual abuses of power my guards do will fall back on your head. And remember, wherever you go, you represent the city of Elysian now. I know that name doesn't carry a lot of weight in the rest of New Veneer or the hegemony, but what little respect the city does get is reflected on all of you now.
Well, at least I'm going to keep everything as tidy as I can.
That's why I put you in charge of your little group. And that's why I'm holding you responsible of your group.
All right.
And he does something that kind of shocks you. He holds out his hand for you to shake.
I look down at it for a brief moment, a little shocked, and I shake his hand.
It's firm, and he just kind of gives you that look of like mutual respect. And he's like, if you can fix this for us, you're doing a good thing for the city. All right, get out of here.
I take one of the cloaks and immediately put it on and walk out. As I walk past the guard, I just look at him and
that
say,
sergeant has resumed his position, legs up on the counter. You can tell that he's like not actually reading the magazine. He's like doing that thing where he's listening as hard as possible to see if he can pick up any words. But he sees you come through wearing a cloak and carrying a couple others, and he's just like, what happened back there?
oh, yeah, I forgot to ask him one more thing. And I just immediately ignore the question, walk back to Horst, and just say, by the way, what's a reasonably safe way to get into the sewers from here? Or do I just talk to the Scaled?
I'd talk to the
I do
Scaled
that quietly.
Yeah, equally kind of, under hushed tones. Well, we've sealed just about every entrance to the tunnel, to the sewers we've got here for safety. It's slowed down, these murders, but clearly not stopped them. So you have to move pretty far out from where we are to find a tunnel that's not been sealed off by us. So I talked to the Scaled. I'm sure they've got secret ways in that I don't know about.
All right, gotcha. Thanks for the tips on the bars, my friend. Turn around and walk out.
All right. In the meantime, the rest of you enter the library. It's just kind of there is like a small little desk. There's a librarian sitting behind it. It's a halfling, and they're just reading a book. It looks like it's something about growing techniques of corn. And look up. Hello.
Hello.
They just kind of stare at you guys like you're the ones who walked in here.
This is normally where you say, "How may I be of assistance today?"
Well, the library is pretty self-explanatory in how it works.
Yes, the ins and outs and particular machinations of the library, true. But if someone is approaching your desk, usually they are in need of assistance.
That's why I looked up from my good book and said hello. Hello.
So, sir, we can go about this all day until you realize I am correct, but let's go ahead and skip to the end. Hello, I'm Malfoon. These are my associates. We need reading material of a very specific nature.
Well, you are at the library, so
Correct,
halfway
yes,
there.
we've established that we're at the library.
And all you've told me is your name and that you need something to read.
Correct,
So
yes.
we're
Do you
about
need
as far
me
in
to
the conversation
translate
as I thought we'd get. So very good.
So once again, this would normally be the point in time in which you would say something along the lines of, "Oh,
Can we have
and
maps
what
to the
might
sewers?"
it be that you were looking to read specifically?"
She
So
immediately
that-
stopped. They immediately stop paying attention to you, Lamathun, and they point their attention to the orc, and they're just like, "Oh, so you came to me with a specific question of maps to the sewers. I appreciate that. Well, there are several city planning documents that are kept here in the library. However, you would need to fill out the correct requisition forms in order to gain access to them.
Do you have the forms here, or where should I get these?
Oh, yes, of course. And they proceed to like pull out like 20 different forms. And these forms are like, some of them are several pages long. And just there's a stack like kind of this big that's been placed in front of you. Now, of course, you'll have to fill those out, and then they will have to be approved by the correct governmental officials. Of course, that's a different building, a different part of town. That can usually take anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks to process. And then that'll have to come back to me. I'll review them, make sure they're correctly formed and approved. And then at that point, I can submit a request to have the documents pulled. That usually takes about another week. And then once the documents are pulled, then you will be alerted that they are pulled and ready for you to examine. And then you will have a brief period of usually about an hour to examine the said documents.
Okay. This is a matter of some urgency. We have...
Yes, I'm sure it is. Then I suggest you go ahead and start filling the forms out.
Yes, absolutely, I will.
I show my badge.
I do have a question.
They look at it and they're just like, that's a very neat toy you have.
We have been deputized to find out what there has been...
Oh, did you go to one of the city guards' children's events where they deputize the children? That's very adorable.
We are currently investing matters of some aggression here in the city, and it has to do with the sewers. Is there any way possible we can fast-track this paperwork process? I mean, I will personally take any...
Well, if this is truly an urgent request, and then they pull out another form, you'll want to fill out the expedite form here, and then that will usually... cause you'll be entered into the expedite queue where requests are processed instead of the usual 2 to 3 weeks in about 1 to 2 weeks.
Malthun.
I'm sorry.
Is this a temple of paperwork?
Why, yes. There is a lot of paper here. You could say it is a temple to paper, but more the words on the paper.
Child, this is referred to as bureaucracy, and it is one of the greatest failures of society.
Bureaucracy. Got it.
I would like to scan their desk for, like, what are they reading or interested in? Like, what are they...
The current book they looked up from to talk to you was just, like, growing techniques of corn in arid climates, but like there's a pile of books that they need to put back that obviously other people are reading behind them on a shelf, and then but next to them on the table as well, there seem to be a couple other books. One is like Slytherin recipes and how to adapt them to human palates. The way to start your own herb garden, and then there's a last book that's been clearly thumb marked and worn and well read and well used. The spine's all crackly and stuff, and it's modern painting techniques.
I see by your choice of book there that you are interested in different growing techniques. What
me? No, not at all.
Oh, well. So why are you reading it then? Just out of blatant curiosity, I'm sorry.
Sure. I mean, if your task is as urgent as you say it is, I suggest you start working on your paperwork as opposed to asking me questions. But if you really are curious, I'm reading this book because I'm getting inspiration.
Wait. Hold on. Inspiration. You're a painter.
Wow. are you a mind reader?
No.
And then they just, still looking at you, they hold up the very well-worn copy of Modern Times. Or did you just happen to be able to read?
I happen to be able to read. I am quite well
Impressive.
versed. Yes.
I didn't know.
Yes.
I think they're full of crop, Lamalthune.
No. Fine
No,
librarian.
No.
Perhaps we got off on the wrong start. Again, my name is Lamalthune. I'm not sure if anyone has asked your name specifically. What is your name?
No, no one has. But
Hello.
why would you? I'm just your public servant here to work at your beck and call, am I not?
No. You're a person.
See, that's how you've treated me so far. So, speaking down to me as if I'm not your equal, telling me how to do my job, as well as thinking that you're above everyone else who might have a request, and thinking that your mission is just more important because you say it is. So that's just kind of the feeling I got.
It's about this time where you see Seuss's scales start to change color a little bit, and the flesh. She's not a cobra; she's a constrictor. But you see little flaps starts to kind of go up, and that staff you gave me that's got the hammer on the top, she just whaps it and slams it on the table.
Oh, no.
And she's like, "Look at me. We need these papers right now. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. Documents, all kinds of other shit." And she just starts baring her fangs. Where can we find the documents for the sewers? And she's shaking. And then she looks back at everybody who's obviously gobsmacked, and she's just like, oh.
They just very slowly stand out of their chair and walk away. And it's that moment of you all are looking at Sousa, and Sousa's looking at all of you, and you're all just kind of doing that back and forth. You're looking at where the librarian went, are they going to come back? Are we in trouble? Are they getting security? Try about this time. Gar walks in and sees you guys. And Gar, you just kind of see everyone is just it's almost as if they've all been standing there for about 5 minutes without saying a word, which is about how long it's been. And then the librarian walks back with just one very large kind of atlas-sized book, puts it down in front of you guys. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you.
And they just kind of rotate their chair and sit in it with their back to you guys.
Can I, as before they do that, just be like, might I make a suggestion? With a combination of my arcana and nature and just all the weird skills that I have, just kind of want to lean in and just be like, might I suggest something in regard to your art?
Give me a persuasion roll to see if they're willing to turn back around and even look at you guys.
Oh, Jesus. I'm hoping to smooth this over just the slightest.
Yeah, I know you are, but let's see if you can even have a chance.
A 14.
14? There's that moment where you're like, maybe I should just think about your art. And then just without turning around, haven't you done enough already?
Very well, no problem. And I'll slide a piece of paper from their desk and kind of reach over, since they're not looking at us, grab their quill, and I'll just jot something down really quick, just a formula for a type of ink that I make that has a magical hue to it. So just I want to give them insight into ink making for mages. That's all. Just
Oh, how the same kind of ink you'd use to write into a spell book?
Yeah, exactly. So it would shimmer a little bit. They don't know spells, so it's not gonna go crazy on them, but it's a cool looking different sort of ink. So I'll jot that down and then be mix with a bit of dried sunflower for a nice burst, and put that back, and I'll just thank you.
4.5 minutes, and they're just engrossed in there.
And then everyone else can deal with the book.
But yes, you now have this atlas-sized book in front of you, and it's like city of Calastian hegemony, new veneer, city of Elysian, current leader, Prince Erlis. Current leader, Prince Erlis, Southern Quarter. And then you open it, and it's just, it kind of takes like section by section of this quarter, kind of like a layout of the city. And you flip through it, thumb through it, and at first it kind of just does it by layers almost. It's like, political buildings, and then businesses, and then security, so like walls and towers and command posts, and then finally you kind of get it's a very rough sewer system map, and it's just kind of like where sewer entrances would be, and then kind of a rough linking of how they meet up, and just the main lines that would lead out of the city walls, kind of dumping out into the outside of the city. It's nothing intricate, but it is very rough. Kind of, these are the entrances. This is kind of a general how like the big tunnels link, and then where they lead out of the city at.
Do we have paper to make a quick copy of this?
Sure. Whoever's got the best, give me an intelligence check give me a survival check using intelligence. So if you have proficiency in survival, you can roll a d20 plus your intelligence modifier plus proficiency.
Not I.
Sorry, wait, what?
Are you proficient in survival?
Oh, yes. I have a 5.
No, are you proficient in it?
Oh,
You have
yes,
the
yes.
die. Roll a d20, and then add your intelligence modifier plus 2.
Oh, okay. Survival's wisdom, though.
Yeah, but
yeah.
So just while you're rolling that, I'm going to kind of generally explain to everyone, including the viewers. 5e, especially some of this new supplements that have come out, I believe it started in Xanathar's, allows for GMs, if there's not a specific skill that would fit the situation, to kind of modify skills a little bit. So where survival is the skill to know where you're going and be useful and kind of in nature and track things, this wouldn't be wisdom based though, because you're just straight kind of copying and making your own map. So it is a survival type skill, but this would more involve your intelligence in the moment. How well can you draw to scale, draw accurately a city map that you're looking at right now, kind of in a time crunch.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you can do that with other skills, like you can do investigate, like you can do a like you're trying to persuade someone, but say they're like a very smart mage, and you're trying to persuade them that whatever spell you're casting is a superior spell to the spell they're using. You could do a persuasion roll using intelligence, things like that. So it kind of allows you to customize skill rolls to very specific situations.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So total of 14.
Total of 14. Okay, that's enough to, since like I said, it is the map you're copying from itself is a very rough one. So you're kind of able to, make like a quick landmark, and then just draw the lines from that landmark out of the sewer lines, and kind of get a rough estimate of where these entrances and then exits out of the city would be.
And I have a perfect explanation as to why it's a rough drawing. Yanae doesn't write or draw normally.
There you go.
So there.
So you're just like, yeah, line matches that line. Yeah, it's like, perfect. Got it. But yeah, so you can say you have a rough sewer map of Elysian.
Yanae holds it up very proudly. See? I did good.
You all look at it. You're just like, okay. It's not the most impressive thing, but like it'll work.
Yunei is quite proud of this because this is possibly their first drawing.
So before, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, out of character, do I want to make my character emotionally suffer by showing it to the librarian up at the front? Look at
They still
drawing.
they still have their back to you.
I better not.
But before we leave, like, it's going to be a train wreck, but it's fine. I'm just going to say, I feel terribly for how all of these events transpired, and you seem to be, like my compatriot said, very good with the arts. So he's just going to pull out a pencil that he's kind of like, he has hand-drawn carvings and runes in the Orcish language, and it's just something very handmade and very rough, but also something kind of personal. He's going to set it down and just, I hope this brings you some amount of joy, so that our interaction here wasn't as negative as it was made out to be. I am apologize. I'm sorry. And then I'll just walk out.
If what did you?
Yeah, Gar, you're completely lost at this situation, but it's when a little after Yunei finishes their drawing of the sewer, the librarian turns around, kind of just closes the atlas, and then walks back to put it back where it came from. And you can tell they're going to take just long enough to put it back as it will for you guys to leave.
You guys were deputized when this actually happened, so this wasn't on me, whatever you guys just did.
I think we got deputized after we left the library.
No, you guys get deputized when I give you the cloaks.
Which is after we leave the library.
Yeah, currently, I guess I don't know you guys. So
yes.
I turn around and walk away.
Honestly, the librarian was kind of mean and
I don't believe you.
I mean, to be fair, we were being very difficult.
Now, what did Lamalthun do?
Lamalthun
he didn't do anything.
did so much.
Wait. I don't want to know. Whatever he did, I don't want another Rory. I don't want to know about another Rory.
I was merely trying to
Walk
inform
away.
the librarian how to hold a conversation.
Don't need to know. Don't need to know.
Let's
You said they were
let's
a,
just
you said they
leave.
Were a gnome, right?
What's that?
You said they were a gnome, right?
The librarian is a halfling.
Halfling. Apparently nobody teaches halflings how to hold conversations.
Jesus Christ, Lamathun. And we also...
It's about that time you're like,
I'm
halflings are
leaving.
notoriously like enslaved in this part of the world, so for them to be taught
Jesus. I
something.
didn't
Yeah.
the
pushing
player
them.
did not know that. All right.
Like
Yeah.
I'm now just like,
Let's
okay, we're leaving.
peel that
Let's
back.
let's
All right,
go.
All right. Let's move on.
I was already outside.
Before your character realizes right before you're about to be snippy about the halfling race in general, you're like, wait, that race is largely enslaved or
Alright.
was enslaved. Let's maybe
do
not
that.
trash talk an entire race real quick.
Let's just exit out the door.
When we're all outside and out of view of the library doors, then I'm going to give them all cloaks and tell them, all right, guys, you can toss the badges. They're a bunch of malarkey. And now, you're actually deputies. You're welcome.
Oh,
Don't.
yes.
Don't. I look directly at Lamalthun.
I expressed
Don't do
joy.
anything that... No, you're not deputized yet, no.
I have a cloak.
Don't make me regret this. I summarize what I learned from Horst and say basically, so Malthune, when was it that that one very, very shady guy told you that we'd have to pay them 10,000? Yeah, that's not gonna happen, but
He said he'd find me, right? Like, he never even gave me, like, a time, I don't think.
Yeah. They were like, we'll find you.
Yeah.
But I thought he said a week.
I don't believe he said a week. I think he said, we'll be there to get you, kind of thing. If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just kind of go, he didn't really make much of a demand. He just said he'd find us. So I'm sure if we just go stand in the middle of the town square and think really hard about him, I'm sure he'll show up.
So we have this map, right, of the sewers.
Correct.
Did Yane put any type of like major above ground? Was there any like major above ground
Landmark?
focal point?
Yeah, so they I would assume they would use one that they're most familiar with in this city, which would be the Temple of Bellsmith as the above ground landmark that you can use to find is kind of your guide, is your North Star basically for this sewer map. And from there you can kind of make sense of where the entrances are. So you wouldn't need, it's not like a treasure map where you need to start at the Temple of Bellsmith and take 10 paces north. Like,
Gotcha.
you know, if you kind of picture in your, it's one of those things where you'll have to, you know, make a check, but you can picture in your mind, okay, this is where the temple was, and then following these lines that don't really have any names or meanings or anything like that, this would kind of be like here-ish, and then you could, you know, try to find that entrance. Okay. But when Gar comes back and informs you, like, you know, the guards have been busy sealing the entrances, it's like, don't know which ones of these will actually be accessible.
Well, before we go and look, I'm going to ask Yane if I can have the map real quick, and I do have a quill in my bag. Can I? 1 second.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I worked really hard on this, and it's my first drawing. But all right. That was really cool what you did in the library. Here you go.
So she's gonna sit down on the ground. She'll place it on the ground. And then she'll look where the first murder took place, where the second murder took place, and where the last murder that we saw took place, based on the location from that central point, and mark them on the map and see if it makes anything cool.
It does not make anything cool, but you do see that the murders do take place all within, you know, 100 yards or so of a sewer entrance.
Ah!
I would classify that as cool.
We should try there first.
Wow.
It's not the same sewer entrance.
Yeah,
they're all different sewer. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Okay.
But it's clear that the assassins are using the sewer entrances to strike from. Basically.
Yes.
And just out of character here, real quick, it's like these attacks aren't local to this district. They happen everywhere throughout the city, right?
As far as you know, they had, like, that's what Horst was saying, that it seems to be happening in this district, and if this were to get out to the rest of the city, you know, the law would crack down. But it seems to be specific to this district just so far, or at least none of the other districts have reported this kind of same pattern.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's go check out these manhole covers. If they are covers, or if they're just grates.
Do we also have another contact we wish to talk to?
You didn't meet them. We know only Malthune did, but a very skeezy-looking elf.
Yes. An elf from
Ganju elf.
the Ganjus, yes. Again, he said he'd find me when it was time to pay. I'm not quite sure what he meant by that. But he expects 10,000 gold from me because of some debt owed by the dead storyteller.
Well, hopefully they'll just give that a wash if we take care of whatever the hell's in the sewers.
That would be nice thinking.
Especially considering that Gar reaches into his pockets, pulls out absolutely nothing. I'm absolutely loaded.
What we could do is, of course, return back to the original place in which he approached me. Travel amongst there, see if we can draw him out to come see.
Was that near the tents?
Wasn't it in, like, the market area?
Yeah.
Markets.
Yeah, it was more the market area.
Yeah. So, if we're willing to devote a little bit of time to it, you know, could be a dead end. Could lead us to a contact. How do we want to play this? Do we trust this map to get through the sewers on our own, or do we attempt to reach out to somebody from the Scaled? The one person from the Scaled we know. Who we don't know if they're actually Scaled or not, by the way. They did act either strange and odd and counter to the Scaled usual tactics.
I think I have something else to add to our list of things to do before we venture down into the sewers. If it makes sense to you guys, I think we should probably talk to the other two remaining triplets. Are they just twins now?
They're still quadruplets. They're just
They're-
down one.
Quadruplets. Oh,
Yeah, they're
so wait,
quadruplets.
they're. Why was I thinking triplets? God.
Because they're down
Now
one.
they're triplets. Oh my god. We might need to talk to them and see if they know anything about that guard.
Oh, she spoke to us last, she didn't know anything about them either. Well, the one sister that spoke to us didn't know anything about them either. Remember, she said that, Elvira said that, Moira snuck out, and they didn't know.
Right.
True, but that might have changed maybe, while we were gone, or maybe with the fact that they just lost their sister, they might be more forthcoming with information.
Truly a worthy endeavor. I do worry, though, that as Gar's recounting of the captain of the guard has said, this is a time-sensitive issue.
Well, I mean, if we're really trying to get the Scaled attention, I pull out the dagger that I have and say, we could just start waving this thing around and see who pops up. It's not exactly like it's a standard issue.
So, I guess the question is, then how much time do we want to devote to these?
I just hold my dagger out and I just kind of leave it in my hand so that it's showing for the world to see, and just kind of say, well, I mean, I scratch my back with it. We can just wander the city for about a couple hours, and if nothing happens, we can get a drink.
Or we could go into the sewers after a couple hours.
And yeah, we could do that too. I mean,
So we're willing to devote a few hours
first
to...
before we do. I personally prefer the first before we do the second. But I mean, yeah, we do have a job.
And as you have stated, we are now deputized.
I think that means we get our drinks half off.
That means if we do a good job, we get our drinks half off.
So just so that I'm understanding correctly, you're going to go drink at half cost for a few hours before we head down to the sewer.
No. We wander around, see if they show up by showing off our dagger, and if they don't, then we spend the rest of the day. I mean, what time
Going
is it
into
actually?
the sewers. You're right.
Is this DM question?
Fantastic.
Understood. Very well.
Right now, it's probably like 2 p.m.
Yeah. So we spend a few hours until sundown, wandering around. If they don't contact us, they don't contact us. But then we go back to the Knobgoblin. We have some drinks. We take night, and then we go off to the sewers in the morning.
Why don't we just go at night?
It's dark in the
because
sewers
we'll be
regardless of the
tired.
time of day.
Because we'll be tired.
Yeah, I will be worried that we will miss out on a night of sleep if we do. Honestly, it's sounding more and more like we might just want to leave right now.
I don't know, Gar. The way that you said it, that they're very adamant about this being done quickly. So if we wait till the morning, could not another murder occur?
Good point. Then perhaps we can speed up this endeavor to find the Scaled. And just while we're going to the sewers, make a reasonable racket
Can I?
with our dagger out and see if it attracts their attention. We might get some greeting party when we get into the sewers.
Can I just do a real dumb thing right now? And like, we're having this conversation. He's got the dagger out. Is there anyone in the vicinity, like, that's paying special attention to him at all?
Give me a perception check.
Uh, 12.
Doesn't seem like that's, it just kind as people walk by every now and then, someone might look at you guys, but no one seems to be kind of intently staring at all of you, or doing the thing where they're looking at you out of the corner of their eye for prolonged periods of time.
I have a dumb retroactive question.
Sure.
The hippie elf that shook me down.
Mm-hmm.
Did he seem like he was actually good at blending in, or did he really just kind of like walk up on me and then like walk up out of there?
You're not quite sure of his ability to blend into a crowd.
Okay.
All
All right.
It could be good, it could be bad. You're not sure.
All right. Fair enough. Well, I have the dagger. If I remember, I have the dagger, right?
You have a dagger too.
The gilded dagger.
I
Scaled
believe.
dagger, scaled. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe he gave you one at the end of your
Because
conversation.
that was the marker
Yeah.
he gave me, right?
Big-
Yeah.
He gave you one because I had the other one.
Okay, perfect. Then I will clip that onto my belt so that it is exposed and out. And it's just like, well, I'm going to go cause a ruckus in the market. I'll see you all in the morning.
Should you
Or,
both go alone?
Hmm?
I don't know. Yeah.
Should you really go alone?
Well, anyone who wishes to come with me can. We'll see if this leads anywhere.
Yes, I think we should be actively working on this regardless of what happens, so I'll go with Lament then.
How about this? We'll head to the sewers in this location. And I pick one that's, relatively distant away. So that they have time to meander the market, maybe encounter somebody, talk to them, and then meet us at the sewers.
So my thought, kind of out of character, my thought is that we should all go to the market, try to draw this guy out, and we could kind of have that scene where I'm trying to draw him in, and then like the four of you are kind of like at the four corners of the market watching to collapse in on him, and then we kind of set a trap, hopefully. I don't think we should go to the sewers separate. That seems like a bad idea.
Well, it wasn't separate. It was just to meet up at this entrance to the sewers,
Okay.
giving you your singular time alone to talk to the guy,
Okay.
because he might not encounter us in the group.
Okay, good. Okay, so with that clarification, I will say, well, Gar, if you don't mind, while I did say that I was going there to cause a ruckus, and I'll see you on the morning, there was more of a swaying attempt to try to get you to come along with me to join in on the fun. So, instead of perhaps you partaking of your drinks early, how about the four of you come, provide support overwatch, we'll create a perimeter around the market, draw this Genju's elf out, and then spring upon him the might of all five of us.
Alright, we'll go. One of us, besides you, will get trapped by them, and then we'll figure out all.
You could use one of those clever zones of truth I've heard paladins have. I'm sure you have that capability. Yes, I'm sure you have that.
Yeah,
capability.
no.
I will hear no more of it. My assumption is you have that capability.
And I've already told you I don't.
What? I can't hear you over the sound of my amazing plan.
All right, so you guys make your way to the market where you last encountered the scaled, the scaled person.
Yes.
It takes about another hour and a half to walk to that particular market, because once again, remember you did kind of walk to this part of town where the command post was. So you have to get back over to the shadier part of this quarter. Once you get there, though, it's easy enough to get into. This was the main market area, and you that realization that the deals going down here are much shadier than the deals you saw going down kind of in the legitimate part of the quarter. You see someone shaking on, oh yes, 2 boxes of cabbages for 10 gold, but then they load up 4 boxes, and the 2 other boxes are definitely not cabbages.
Sure.
That kind of thing.
That's
so you kind of just
cabbage. That's arugula.
So you kind of take your time, walk around. The other four of you kind of take up your posts as sentries, kind of in different parts of the market here, keeping one eye on Lament Thune, one eye out in the crowd. And then as you're kind of you're just doing you're playing the role of window shopper. Lament Thune just kind of walking to each stall, looking at things like, oh yes, that is.
Excuse me.
It's quite the nice tapestry you have there.
This red spherical. This is a food of some sort. Is that right?
That's a tomato.
A tomater, you say?
Where are you from? You ain't never seen a tomato from.
I'm from Dire Drindle, as you can.
Okay.
We eat a
well,
lot
I don't
more-
know much about that place, but yeah, that's a tomato.
A lot of root vegetables, specifically.
You want to go a couple stalls down? That's where you see the potatoes.
No. I'm branching out. So is this similar to a potato?
You mean a potato? I mean,
Potato.
they kind of say it the same. It's a tomato instead of a
Right.
potato.
So this is a red tomato, or this is a red potato. Is that correct?
You're gonna be mighty disappointed if you put that in your mouth expecting a potato.
Okay, so how about you set my expectation, and then I will attempt to eat it and see if I would like to purchase an amount from you.
Juicy. You can make a sauce out of it.
A sauce.
Yeah, sauce.
A tomato sauce?
A tomato sauce. Yeah,
What do you put this said sauce on?
everything.
On potatoes?
Potatoes.
Yeah, you can put it on potatoes if you really wanted to.
So juicy and saucy, you say. Those are the two defining aspects of the tomato.
Yeah, I guess.
Very well. Would you mind if I have a sample of one? I've never eaten a tomato.
They take one and they cut like they cut like an orange slice out of it, and there's like, there you go.
Oh, this is quite Amazing adventure. Thank you.
It's that like just raw tomato taste that's just like personally I don't like tomatoes by themselves, so I'd be like, oh, I don't know how
So we're just
Malfoon
in-
feels about tomatoes.
we'll
Yeah,
just
put a
in-
little salt on it.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
just would this be a quality tomato or a low quality tomato?
No, that'd be good.
Oh, so juicy but still firm and easy to chew. Sweet. You didn't say sweet.
Oh, I mean, you know,
Interesting. Very high in sweetness. Ah. No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't believe I'll be having any more of your tomatoes.
all right, suit yourself.
Yes. And then I'll look at some other stalls and do that bit for a hot minute.
Sure. About an hour goes by.
Oh god, I'm running
And-
low on material. This armor, sir! This armor! What does it taste like?
Can I lick the metal?
Yeah, you find yourself in front of a Metalhead Miles stand.
Oh god,
Rip-
Metalhead
Rip-
Miles again.
Rip Tear Mend, and he's just like, "What does this taste like, bro? What are you talking about? What does it taste like? Tastes like metal, dummy."
I'll be honest with you, sir. I've gone to so many food stands in the last hour. It was just kind of a natural reaction.
Fair enough. I mean, I can't say that I've not, had my fair share of eating metal. Times are tough, and I'm a blacksmith, so sometimes you just chomping down an iron ore.
No. I can't.
It's right as you're like kind of turning away, like shit. Like I just asked what metal tastes like. It's right about that time that you kind of like bump into your Ganju elf friend. Sup, bro? Good to see you.
Yes.
Hey.
Hi, bro. It is in fact a pleasure to see you as well.
Brother Elf, how's it going? Yeah, so so that 10,000 gold pieces, yeah.
Yes, 10,000 you said, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
That's about the Piper's call there, man.
Yes, of course. Yes. 10,000 gold.
You guys, the rest of you can start slowly converging your way through the crowd. It will take a little bit here. And he's just like, so, what's it gonna be, man? Like, you gonna pay me, or am I gonna have to shake down a widow? Like, don't want to have to do that, but it is what it is.
You'll have to excuse me for the particulars of this. Are you shaking down my widow?
No. We're not gonna kill you, man. That's not how the Scaled operates.
Oh,
But,
good. Because I'm also unwed, which would make that particularly difficult for you.
Sure, whatever, man. No, the Speaker's widow.
The Speaker's widow. My.
Yeah.
So if I do not pay, you'll be going after the widow of the Speaker.
Yeah, tough situation, but someone's got to do it, man. And job's a job.
Out of character. Do I remember the Speaker having a wife? He was
Not specifically. You do remember there being a very attractive woman that was one of the only people at the funeral there. And then that woman did proceed to seduce Gar,
Yeah.
and then try to seduce you.
Oh yeah.
Wait, no.
You never learned who she was.
No,
No, that was at Salazar's funeral.
that was at Salazar's funeral.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes, that was at Salazar's funeral. I'm sorry. I'm getting my characters mixed up.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry.
Because
So he's like, I'm going to shake down a widow, and you're like, who? And he's just like, oh,
okay.
a widow.
The widow, yes, of course.
Not the speaker's widow. The Salazar's widow.
So I see. So you'll find any particular
Player, yeah.
Yeah. And that's of course for the life insurance policy, I imagine, correct?
Nope. There's no life insurance, man.
No? Well, I'm curious then how you feel you'll extract 10,000 gold from a widow. I was just taking an assumption.
Don't just say yes, and then that problem won't ever have to manifest itself, man.
You're absolutely right. I apologize. This is a complete moot point because yes, I will of course now take you to the 10,000 gold. Obviously, I cannot carry 10,000 coins on my person. Are you aware of the weight of 10,000 pieces of gold?
I mean, just get yourself a bag of holding, brother.
Bag of holding. So this expense now becomes 10,000 plus the cost of a bag of holding I did not previously know or own. Is that correct?
I just figured every good adventurer's got a bag of holding, you know?
Well, I focus my attention in other places.
So it's about this time where the four of you kind of collapse down upon Lamalthun and this guy.
Good line to do that. I focus my attention in other places. Four people converge on
Yes.
him.
And he kind of just looks around. He's like, "Tubular, you got friends. Nice.
Acquaintances.
Cool. So are they gonna help you pay the 10,000, or what's the deal here?"
Why don't we find someone more private to talk about this?
No, I'm pretty good here. This is pretty proud. This is my area, so I feel pretty good about where I am.
Out of character, can somebody with a higher insight than me try to check this guy out and see if he's for real dumb or like a super assassin?
Super assassin.
Sure, I'll try with my 4.
Okay.
My insight, I have proficiency, and I have a 5. So.
Yeah, so we'll both try.
Let's see it.
12.
Well, versus a nat. Wait, how did I go? Oh yeah,
Wow.
This guy
a nat
is
1. Yeah.
inscrutable. He is like a brick wall. You can just not. You can't read him. You can't. You're just not sure. Is there more underneath this facade? Is this man the ultimate undercover assassin thief?
Oh god, he's
No
gonna kill
idea.
us all.
Can I use one of my votes to reroll that?
Sure. You can click the advantage
Thank you,
disadvantage.
thank you.
18.
18.
Much better.
Okay,
Much better.
Yes, with an 18. So you listen to the guy's words. You get this just kind of that's just, this guy is just an easygoing kind of guy, but the way he seems very comfortable in this situation of being surrounded by several very strong and dangerous characters, he seems totally at ease. And that's where you stop kind of figuring out who this guy is, and you kind of look around, and you see several of the vendors are now focused their attention on you guys. There's a couple people in the crowd that are kind of reaching inside their cloaks to hold on to maybe a weapon of some sort. And you kind of look up and you see on the rooftops there's a couple of people with bows just chilling. They're sitting on the rooftop, dangling their legs, and they seem to be talking to someone across on a rooftop. But every now and then they kind of look at you and you lock eyes with them every now and then.
I believe our friend here may be able to decide to speak with us wherever he would like.
I hand Lamalthun my bag of holding.
Tubular. See, like I said, any group of adventurers worth their salt totally has one of those. So yeah, the 10,000 gold is in the bag. We're gonna take the bag from you. You can give it to me willingly. What's up?
Don't you want to see it first?
See what?
Well, you want to make sure that the gold's in there, right?
That's what I'm saying. So, like, you gonna give it to me or what?
Yeah, go ahead and open it for him, Lamalthun.
It's a bag of holding, so there's nothing to see in there.
Does he know that?
I mean, when Lamalthun opens it and shows it to him, like, he's just like, he doesn't even bother looking. He's just like, yeah, cool. So, like, reach in and take it out.
Oh dear, this went poorly.
He seems to understand how a bag of holding works.
Okay. Alright. This is obviously not going anywhere.
Yeah, because now Dwayne's confused. If he
We have
wanted the bag of holding, and then he wanted us to take it out?
He wanted the 10,000 gold.
He wants the
inside.
10,000 gold pieces. Lamalthun was like, well, obviously I can't carry it. And he was like, what, you don't have a bag of holding to hold your 10,000 gold pieces? And and when he's like showing him, he knows that like anything that's in a bag of holding does not just show, like, you can't just look in a bag of holding and see everything in there. So you have to think, you have to reach in, think about the item, and then you can pull it out.
Yeah, so have him, go ahead, have him get it. Have him get his 10,000 gold.
Well, if it wouldn't work, because if he thinks about it, that item is obviously not in there.
Right, and then I'm gonna push him in.
Yeah, is that not where this was going the whole time? Like, that's like,
I knew that was where you're going, but it's great to hear you say it.
yeah.
Okay, so if that was your intention, he's just like, no, like, I'm not trying to get up in your property, man. Like,
well, then where are you gonna put the 10,000 gold?
oh, I've got people that can help me carry it. Don't worry.
Right here.
Okay, call him over.
Well, let's see it first.
Oh, for the love of God.
You clearly don't know how these deals go down, man. It's totally cool. You're
No,
not
I've never
used
been
to like.
I've never been-
No. It's okay. You're not cool enough. You never like did a deal before.
Alright.
It's totally apparent, and that's totally okay, man. I'm not gonna judge you for that.
I'm okay.
But like, the way a deal goes down is you show me yours, and then I show you mine, and then we call everything good.
Very well. That's no problem at all. I will close off the bag. I will toss the bag back to Sousa. Very well. Show you.
Oh, you don't have 10,000 gold pieces. Oh.
No. But
Okay, interesting.
But we have something better for you.
Oh, you got something better than gold.
Yes.
All right, bro. Let's see it. Yeah.
And I kind of, look at myself and I look at the us. Us.
What he's trying to say is we have a solution to your problem in the sewers.
Kind of just looks at you. He's like, "You're like totally implying I've got a problem, man. I don't know if I'm cool with that vibe."
Oh, no.
Not have a
Gar, I believe I can speak this language. We have a solution to the thing that is totally crushing your vibe from the sewers.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah,
I suppose that could like, so like you're proposing like an exchanging of goods and services here. Like you do one for me, I wipe the slate clean, and we're all back to normal and even. I can totally dig that, man. I get that. It's old school. It's like prehistoric, man. You're talking about barter? Yeah. I get it.
Yes.
That's like what the founders did. Yeah, man. I can get behind that.
Good. So, we are prepared to go down into the sewers to
Clear out.
stop the harshing of your mellow.
Well, here's the thing, man. Like, I totally would love to set up this deal and, like, would totally like to say that, of course, your services are totally worth 10,000 gold pieces. I'd love to be able to say that, I trust that your word is good for that amount of money. But I'm not at that level. That's like up here, and I'm like down here, man. And so in order for us to kind of meet here in the middle, I would have to ask, my superiors, if that's totally cool, bro. So here's the thing.
Yes.
I'm going to need you to do something for me, and that'll gain you the trust, and I can take you to our headquarters, our totally cool chill pad down beneath the city. And it's really sweet, just saying. you do something for me, you do that, you prove that, you can be trusted, you're not like totally like narcs or anything, and then, we'll move
As
forward
we're all
from there.
wearing our cop cloaks.
That does not faze him one bit.
Okay.
The fact that you were wearing guard clothes, like, cool.
That means nothing.
He knows
here.
how the guards work in this city, so he's just like, yeah, man. So like, you do this thing for me, and it's not that involved. It's not that I'm not asking you to like go out and like go somewhere, man. It's like here in the city, real easy, real simple. That'll get you the approval and the trust and like the total like. My boss will be like totally vibing on you guys, super hardcore, and then I bring you guys to her. You tell her, hey, I'll exchange this service for this good, and we're like, yeah, totally, man. Let's like shake on it. How's that sound? Pretty sweet, right?
No.
Hey, Susa, do you remember that situation in the library?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun situation, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe...
Brillo!
There's a pause for like 2 to 3 minutes, and then your mechanical sheep. But so as you call your sheep, and you can hear the of like metal scraping against like dirt and cobblestone.
Sure.
You've noticed that the market area has kind of thinned out a little bit. People have been slowly funneling out, and there's still a bunch of people here. But it's kind of that moment in what movie? Shit, I can't think of the movie now. Where like you realize that everyone that you thought was just chilling, a normal citizen hanging out, they're all just like have dropped all pretenses, and now everyone's just kind of looking at all of you.
What's the total number of people still left in the market who are eyeing us?
Okay.
50 to 100.
50 to 100. Okay.
Everyone.
That includes like the
Nice.
people on the rooftops. That includes
Sure.
the vendors. That includes the people who's left in here.
All right, listening to this guy is giving me a bit of a headache, and looking around, I can tell we're not talking to just him anymore.
Correct.
No,
How about
he's clearly
we just-
smarter than he sounds.
I will not go that far, but I will go that he is better armed than us.
Like at this point, that Brillo comes around the corner and joins you guys, and they step aside. They let Brillo come to you, Susa, and you see the scaled guy just kind of like, dude, totally sweet ride. So yeah, here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you what the job is, and I can tell you're listening and like paying attention. You got your listening ears on and your seeing eyes on. I'm gonna tell you what the job is, and then like you can either do it or not do it. That's like totally up to you, but I'd recommend you do it because like our friendship will just like it'll just go like real high. It'll soar like an eagle if you do it. Otherwise, it'll like go down and like be buried like a zombie. We don't want that. So yeah. Here's the thing. All right, cool. I can tell you guys
Yes,
are listening.
please
Not-
tell us the job so I don't have to listen.
Not going to
this.
lie to you right now. I am a little perturbed by your use of subterranean as a negative.
Don't zombies...
Whoa,
walk
my
above the
bad.
ground?
Yo, I did not mean to harsh your mellow. That's on me. I wasn't schooled. I've learned. I'm a better person for it now. Thank you for this teachable moment, man. Totally appreciate it.
Good. Thank you.
So, anyway, job. Here's the thing. One of my colleagues, Marguerite, sweet person, totally should get to know him. Go take him out for a drink sometime. Anyway, they let's just say Horst every now and again he gets a little too high for his britches. He thinks he can rise above his station. He's gonna teach us a lesson. Horst. Anyway, totally got them detained, and we kind of need you to bail them out. But here's the key, and you guys are gonna be on board with this because you guys are like totally guards now, which is like good for you guys for like branching out, making friends. Tubular, get your mellow there. Don't kill anyone. Yeah, because we're not trying to start a war with the guards. That'd be really bad, especially for, just for everyone involved. So, like, get Marguerite out of detention, bring him back here. I'll bring you guys to the HQ down below, and bing, bang, boom, we're best friends. All right, cool. I can tell you totally got my message. You're going to think on it. And, yeah, we'll just go ahead and go now. And he turns and leaves. And once he's kind of, like, gone, like, he's out of sight, all the rest of the people starts kind of, filing back out. And you're kind of shockingly, weirdly left in this very open and empty market square. And that's where we'll take a quick break. We'll take a quick break, 10 minutes. So it's 10:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time currently. We'll be back at 11:03 Eastern Standard Time in 10 minutes. So don't go anywhere. Don't change the dial. We'll be right back.
Yeah, throw one in real quick, Patty.
Of course.
There's a prediction in the chat. Try to influence what the party shall do within the next 5 minutes.
Love it. Love it.
Vote on what you think the next course of action should be for our party on our little commercial break. Hello and welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned as we have taken our break. Our players refresh, ready to go. I hope while you were taking the break, you considered looking at some of our affiliates, like I don't know, Gemhammer and Sons, or QU Empire, or the Deck of Many. Those are some great affiliates we have. You can get really cool things like these little status markers that you can use that have different conditions on all sides of them to help keep track. If you're playing in person, and you can put it next to the minis and it tells you what their status condition is. Or if you're playing virtually like we are, I have a sheet of paper when we have combat sessions with all the characters' names on them, and I can keep these little status markers next to them to keep track of what their statuses are. So you should totally check out all of our affiliates. Go to our website and totally support us by using our discount code. But yes, back to the action. Our team has just gotten their little visit with the member of the Scaled. They were given a mission to earn some trust and then be taken to... The deal was, do this mission, bring back our member. We'll take you to our HQ and, potentially tell you what we know and maybe even erase the debt. So our adventurers now decide what they want to do with that proposition.
Well, our decision has been chosen for us.
Has it now?
Yes, as decided by chat, we are to help Marguerite.
All right. So, out of character, I do feel that helping Marguerite, it's got to be pretty simple, right? Like, because
Maybe he's a convicted murderer.
I mean, maybe, but at the same time, what's his face wants this stuff done. Like, he wants
most of the scaled things are, less than murder.
Yeah,
Like,
they're usually
the whole
theft,
scaled organization
con.
is less than murder.
Right. So if he's on board with us working with the Scaled anyway, he shouldn't be that against us springing one of them out to help clean up the sewers.
So I have a decent idea for that.
Okay.
You said you had contacts, right? The head captain for this district?
Well, I have a good idea. I mean, let's face it, Horst really doesn't want us to be labeled as supremely competent to his people. So, we can be in charge of a transfer. We can ask him if he can let us move the prisoner, and we happen to lose the prisoner in the sewers. We would be reprimanded. Well, I would be reprimanded, but it would be a clean cut, and Marguerite would be free without any collateral damage.
I have heard.
Willing, of course.
Right. I have heard.
If this is going to fail while I'm telling Horst about this, we might just be doing a jailbreak while that's going on.
Why don't we just ask Horst, like maybe get his input on the best way to get this gentleman out, preferably legally.
Well, that's what I said. I'm going to ask him, but you guys can be on standby to quickly perform a jailbreak. If he says no. Because if he knows we're going to try, he might just make it harder on us.
So you want us to simultaneously ask to set up prisoner transfer and break this person out of jail, but only actually break the person out of jail if the no to the transfer takes place.
Well, I mean, we could totally just lie and say that we got Horst's permission. I mean, we're deputized.
I'm sorry, the Paladin Gar is suggesting lying?
It will be the safest for everyone to stay alive and unharmed if it works.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's Let's just go ask Horace. And then, I mean, worst comes to worst, why don't we take the inmate for a walk?
I think your plans are very similar.
Yes, they are exactly the same. The only difference
Yes,
is
I am on
I'm
board.
going to Horst alone. You're going to the prison. All of you. If I fail, then Horst will just be mad at me and you guys can do a jailbreak trying to say you have Horst's permission.
Gar, my question to you, of course, is the fact of how will we know you failed at that, while also simultaneously conducting a prison break?
Well, wizard. You can cast a spell that gets me to talk to you, can't you?
You have a wizard?
I'm sorry?
Fighting wizard? Wizard with a rapier.
I thought he was a battle mage. Isn't that what they call it?
Yes, which comes from the schooling of both that of a wizard and that of a trained martial fighter.
Yeah, you go crazy over seeing a spellbook, you're a wizard too.
I do not know that particular spell in which you are requesting. My spells focus primarily in the assistance of my martial skills. If you know a place where I can find that spell and mark it down, I'd be happy to use that going forward. However, people have not been very forthcoming with spells in this town.
Did you just try to throw shade at God?
No, I've been throwing shade at the people of this town.
No, you just tried to throw shade at God. Minus a level.
Smoted. Smoted.
Sorry, but I couldn't help it. That was a big belly laugh. I apologize.
Don't apologize for enjoying the thing that God has so kindly given us. God is amazing. And
Okay.
Smite him, almighty smiter.
Plus a level.
And the one who kisses butt.
Oh gracious of DMs.
Tis
Would
there
Gar
a
know
second
of a
as
place
butt kisser?
where he might find such a spell?
Maybe. Haven't really looked for that.
Would Gar have an idea of where to look for it?
I don't know. Give me investigation check. Sure.
Bad mouse. Work better. Okay. Investigation. As soon as my computer loads the window. Try this. My computer is being what? So I'm just going to roll my. Oh, wait, there it goes. Invest.
Uh-oh.
It's still being a butt.
Hey!
Hey, a nat 20!
Nat 20, worth the wait.
Yeah.
With the nat 20, you're like, well, there's not really like a mage's college here in Elysium. There's no like branches of the Vault Society. There is like a curio shop potentially that might have some magical items and/or spell books.
Didn't we already go there once?
Well, we didn't talk about that.
No,
Was that not the shop we went and got the very old
Yeah,
healing
Kent's
potions?
Curios.
no, that was Kent's Curio. That's more of a general store kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah, that was
Okay,
just
so
like
another Curios.
adventuring gear, that kind of thing. Not really like a magic item shop. Like basically buying those super old healing potions was the extent of the magical items you'd be able to find in that place.
Right. That's what I remember asking was the store and okay. What magic stuff they had there?
All right.
Cool.
Well, yeah, there's this curio shop that may have it. I mean,
Okay.
take a look.
Very
Sure,
well.
You're gonna go gaga the moment you walk in.
Hopefully so. I'd be happy to find a few additional assistants to us.
All right, so you guys are gonna head there.
Yeah, so that I can try to load up on a couple of spells that might help us a little bit more overall.
Sure. It's about another hour walking through town to get there. So it's getting on about 5 or 6, and kind of just walk up to this very nondescript, no sign or anything, storefront. You walk in, and it's a very small room. Think of like the living room of an apartment, that kind of small. But just like there's shelves against every wall that are just jam-packed of like books and random trinkets and items and baubles and things like that. Just like every wall is covered with it, except one of the walls, there's a tiny little space where there's a counter similarly covered with just an odd assortment of things. And there is a Slytherin behind it. And they look up and they're just like, yes. How may I help you all?
Well, I guess that's me. Hello, I am Malfoon. Your name? I look back at everybody else. I learned that one.
Let it never be said that Malfoon does not learn from his social encounters.
Character development.
Gar just
Tell you
pauses, says, Malthun, was that manners? And
I mean-
teach old dog new tricks.
My name is Abap.
A bat?
Abap.
Bat?
Abap.
A bat?
Abap. What's so hard about that? Are you
I
making fun of me?
No, I legitimately mean no offense. It is the name I have never spoken before, and I apologize for any incongruencies in the pronunciation.
All right, what can I help you with?
I'm looking for some magical knowledges that I may procure for my own uses.
You want to speak a little more plainly than that?
I need spell books to copy into my own so that I may cast them while going on adventures.
See, you could just let off with that. You don't have to sound so pretentious about it.
The way in which I speak.
And he turns around and he grabs a cane that was leaning against the back wall, and he kind of just hops off his stool and uses the cane. And he lifts up the divider on the counter, walks through it.
Can I assist you in any way?
I'm old. I'm old. I'm not like an invalid.
Of course not. I did not say I needed to help you in any way.
Thank
I'm
you.
merely asking, could I assist you in any way?
He just kind of like stumps along. Okay. And he's like using the cane when he gets to like one of the shelves, and he's just like, okay, giant's toe, a mirror that sees into the astral, but only on Saturdays at 4.
Oh, that was interesting. I'm sorry.
Coin that on heads grants luck, but on tails spells doom. A cat's paw. You look, and it's like literally a cat's paw. Like there's dried blood. Like it looks like it was severed. This book, and he just like taps the spine of it. It's a little high, like, and he's basically like motioning for you to grab it.
Mage hand?
Ooh, look at you.
Again, I offered.
It would be he's a Slytherin. He's a rat person.
Right.
So like he's smaller than you. So like it would be at your height. Like it'd be very easy for you to grab and pull out. So for you to mage hand it, it's just like unnecessary.
Okay, sorry. I misread
He's just
that.
so he's just like, oh, look at you, like you can cast mage hand. And he turns back around, he stumps over to the counter and he's like, bring the book.
Yes, this book right here. This.
Yeah, so this book's got some spells in it.
Oh,
I don't know what spells.
no idea.
Nope.
Complete luck of the draw.
Yeah. You want to take that gamble?
Well, I was hoping for one particular spell if you might have access to it. Otherwise, I'd be willing to gamble for some others.
Oh, I've got nothing particular here. It's all kind of
It's just a real slapdash operation you have.
Listen, people come here, they either just give me things, most likely cursed,
Sure.
or I find things, in my travels.
Yeah. So a bit of a collector.
Sure.
Have you heard of a catalog?
Have you heard of manners and not telling storekeepers how to run their own stores?
I'm just merely trying to improve your inventory system. Yes, I will browse your particular book of spells in order to assist myself. Thank you. Excellent. And I'll start to
20 gold pieces.
So, wait, I'm sorry, what now?
You're buying this book.
No, I was asking to read the book, and then copy
Knowledge isn't free.
Knowledge not free. Knowledge is to be shared with people. It is the way in which societies advance
He
oneself.
points in the general direction of the Temple of Idra, which is that would be the closer library to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that you go to the library for free knowledge. Here, you pay for it.
Oh, for the love of... Does anyone have 20 gold pieces?
I will toss you 20 gold.
Thank you.
And like a shuffleboard cue pushes the book over to you. Enjoy. How about the rest of you?
Looking for just communication spells in the form of not spells.
I'm sorry, is that some sort of riddle?
I can only cast some of that stuff. I'm not like him that actually knows how to do that. I'm looking for any way that I can talk to someone else at a distance.
He said he did not know any particular spell in this store. That it's all just kind of thrown up on shelves, unfortunately.
Yeah, but the shopkeeper, Lamalthune, generally knows what his inventory is, which is why he was able to grab that book off the shelf. He knew it was there.
And this was the exact conversation I just had with the man. That he just has to go through his stuff until he finds something. He read through about 5 or 6 books before he reached this one, and when I asked him for one particular spell, he said...
So, you want like a communication device?
Yes.
Let me see. He hops off his stool again. Clink, 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 clink.
I swear to God, if he finds this, strike him down.
He's like, looks, and he's like, a shark tooth? A box made of red clay? Petrified piece of wood shaped as a seashell? Huh. I have, and he takes like this large, like gemstone looking thing, but it's completely transparent. And he's like, You don't happen to speak Terran, do you? How about elemental? Primordial.
I can speak primordial.
Oh, good. Can anyone else speak primordial? No? Oh, okay. And he puts it back. I guess that won't really help. That's not going to help you then. And he stumps along to like the opposite shelf. Let's see. The old home of a genie. A rock that makes a heartbeat. Wind chimes that glow.
You can see Susa writing down notes.
Yeah.
He picks up this. He picks up this.
Wants to make.
He picks up this rabbit skull and he's like, "Are you trying to communicate particular messages, or can you just like? Are you just trying to speak to one another? You don't care what it says."
Well, it would be preferable if we could, differentiate between.
And he puts the rabbit skull back.
Of them.
A smoking pipe that never needs to be lit. An unbreakable jar. He pulls like this thing that looks like a very small train whistle. Does this need to be a subtle communication device?
It would be preferred, but let's keep that one on the side.
Well, this is the last thing I can think of I've got.
How far does it go?
Well, I'll show you. And he blows into the, like, train whistle looking thing. And it just shouts his name. Abap! And he's like, it'll shout whatever name whatever name you're thinking of, it'll shout when you blow into it. Only names, though, no other complex messages.
Back to the stone. Does it? Real quick, I have a question about it. Does the speaker, does the recipient have to speak primordial to hear it, or just to understand it?
Both. Whoever is communicating into the stone would need to speak primordial, and whoever is hearing the message would need to speak primordial.
Oh, okay. I just yeah. I guess my idea was if I could send a message with it, then
the person would need to know primordial.
We can make that work.
Right, but if they can hear the word and not necessarily understand it, I could teach one of my companions a simple word or phrase.
I have an ability to.
Sure.
I have an ability to comprehend languages.
All right. So, do you want the whistle, or do you want the stone, or do you want both?
How much for both?
Both will be. I'll give you a deal for 40 gold.
Do you, by any chance, have a writing utensil you could slap in on the side?
I mean, you guys all would have quills.
I gave mine up.
A
quill is basic adventuring. You guys have as many quills as you need, essentially.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
you can't
I can whittle you one down.
Yeah.
And just offhand, how much is the unbreakable jar?
What do you want it for?
Because I'd never worry about my booze being lost or broken.
Oh, well, it doesn't open either.
Oh.
What do you use it for?
He takes it off the shelf, and only when he like grabs it and moves it can you see there's actually a clear liquid in there too. And he shakes it, and the liquid starts to glow. It's like a flashlight. Or it's like a lamp.
It's an incredibly useful
Flashlight?
It's like a lamp.
Never mind. I have goggles for that now.
He puts it back on the shelf. So he kind of like has his arm around the gemstone and he's holding the train whistle and he's like, so both?
Send me us another 25 gold because I've only got 15 on me.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
What do you need from me? 15?
25.
25.
He hands both to you guys.
I have gold too. If anyone needs it, I'm used to people asking for pelts, so I've been kind of forgetful about that.
Maybe later. Sousa had it covered. Thank you again.
All right. Does anyone need anything else?
No,
That
thank
sounds
you.
good.
All right. Well, you're the best customers I've had in a month, so I guess come back anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mind,
Yeah.
In
Appreciate it.
case we have objects for you to sell. Or maybe purchase ourselves.
I do buy.
But it's been a pleasure meeting you, Abab.
Likewise.
Once we leave the store, real quick, I'll go over to Gar and give him the stone. Assuming it doesn't need to be attuned.
No.
So I'll give him the stone and I'll tell him, Thrash, that is go. Speak into. I would like to do a test for you to speak into it. I'll walk 10 paces away. If I can hear you, it should work.
Alright. We'll give it a try.
So as you hold on to it, with knowing what the word "go" is, you realize that as you're holding on, you need to think of who you want to receive the message, and then speak in primordial the word. And when you do that, Devok, you hear the word in your whisper. It sounds like it's being whispered to you.
I just realized we never did get to see if he had a range on this. Hopefully it is not something that...
You do not know. But yes, whoever is going to hold on to those items you got, for the gemstone, just write primordial message stone. For the whistle, you can write in your inventory that you have whistle of yelling names. And then Lamalthun.
Yes.
You start going through your book.
Yeah,
Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana check. That is a 21 Arcana check.
Beautiful.
Nice. Very nice.
Don't get too much better than that at this level.
no, it gets specifically 4 points better.
Exactly 4 points better, but that's all.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Roll
concur.
a d20 and then a d20.
13 and 4.
You learn the cantrip Gust.
Gust. Okay, hold on. Build character. Okay.
And Chill Touch.
That last one pretty nice.
And then roll a d20 and a d20 again.
Chill touch. Oh, that's a d12. $11 and 4.
You learn the first level spell Catapult.
Hey!
You said 11 was the first one?
Yeah.
And you also learn the first level spell Disguise Self.
I like that.
Okay.
Show me second level?
I do not believe Lamalthus can cast second level spells.
Not just yet.
Yeah. So those are the 4 spells you get from that book. But you paid 20 gold pieces for 4 spells. Not bad.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Not what we were looking for, but we got the story.
The catapult spell is
It's fun. It's dumb
It's
but
fun.
fun.
So
it is
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
I hope you find a use for it.
I'm
because-
You can
Sure.
definitely write a message tied around a rock. Send it on its way.
That's our communication system.
There we go. We figured it out. Well done.
Just make sure it doesn't hit the person you want to send the message to, because it does a lot of ouchie. It does 3d8 ouchie.
So
3d8.
I'm envisioning a zipline system to send communication from one room quickly to the next.
I think the best use of that would be your gust spell and a weird tube system, maybe.
You take the rock and you put it in the catapult, and then you send it from one end. It just goes straight through the wall. Just these are softball sizes. I'm like, okay, well, did you get my message? Did you get my text? No, I gotta go outside and grab. Reception's not great in this room,
Reception's not great. It's very gusty.
but the draft is fantastic.
Yikes.
A lot of wind.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so now that we've done 3 separate shopping montages this session.
Hey, sometimes you need to go shopping.
Oh.
You know what we didn't get though? Shoes.
Shoes?
Oh come on, nobody remembers the song?
I choose to forget that part of my life. That was middle school, and 'twas a dark time.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna save face and say, yeah, I remember.
Alright, Gar, you're up.
Alright. So I'm once again going to meet up with Horst.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell him the word for abate. Like, it closely means stop, but it's more along the lines of like let up, ease, abate. That's what it translates to. And so he has go and stop and go, basically.
Okay.
Okay.
That check to remember the 2 words is going to be hilarious.
Oh, yes. All right. Like, literally, as you're leaving, Devok is just like, oh, by the way, this is how you say a bait in Primordial. And then you're just like, and then you walk away.
This checks out.
I will write it down as best as I can.
Sure, yeah, no, you definitely spell it phonetically.
No.
You spell it phonetically and everything.
Oh
No,
yeah.
no.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
how you. This is how you.
Especially
say.
like especially primordial, like that's a great language to try to spell. So you're just like,
I was gonna say, can someone give
it's
me?
more like the grinding of rocks in your teeth. So it's just like,
So that's 16 S's, 3 G's, 4 R's.
Sweet
Got
yeah,
it.
something like that.
Got it.
Not to be
Oh,
confused
this is
with,
gonna be great.
which is the other word he taught you. So.
Yeah.
I mean,
totally.
it really depends on what area of the primal plane you're coming from. You could sound like.
Yeah. We
I only
we
know bits and
understand.
fragments of
Everyone
the
has-
air realm, but
everyone
mostly
has their
Earth,
accents.
mostly Earth. Yeah, different dialects you see.
So before we actually do this, we should probably figure out where Marguerite might be. Is there are there multiple jail cells, or is there really just like one primary?
Yeah, for this quarter.
You know that there would be like, there's like a drunk. There's a couple drunk takes just because the city is the city, and then there's like kind of a more serious like jail for like murderers and the such. Yes.
Does Gar have his own special cell in the drunk tank?
No. Gar is usually he's well known enough that they either just like let him sleep in the bar that he passes out in, or he is able to make it back to the temple.
He's
I will always
Tell
make
me-
it back to the temple because there might be a worshiper of Idra there waiting for help.
tell me
Oh my god.
Tell me that he is well enough known with the guards that if he ever gets to the drunk tank, he's just like, "Hey, Fred, how you doing?"
I mean, the guards know him, but not because of his history in the drunk tank.
I had a terrible thought about a paladin drinking. A paladin drinking could literally just kind of like keep laying on hands. If they get too drunk and they're like, "Whoa, I'm a little past the sweet spot on this one." Zzz. Oh yeah, that's the spot.
One hit point at a time.
Like just to keep himself constantly in that sweet drunk spot without going over the edge.
Oh no, he has to start over all over.
Oh, you
Yeah,
have to. Yeah,
I would roll you to start over.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
So like eventually he's just gonna get full from the hops.
I went too far. Oh, okay. Now I can start again. Good stuff again. I'm sober.
That is. You know
Third time's a
what?
charm.
Not gonna lie, that's day drinking.
Yes, Gar invents day drinking.
Only on my off days.
So I guess we just randomly take a drunk tank then? That sounds good to me.
Well, no, I was seeing if there was actually like a real hole. Like,
I mean, yeah. So yeah, there'd be a jail for higher up criminals, like like a hardy murdering type.
All right.
But you're not without doing some casing or investigating anything like that. You don't really know where this person would be kept.
We can easily identify what jail Marguerite is in without having to go to. Why am I blanking? Horst. Sorry. Without having to go to Horst. So once we identify, so we can just walk in. We're deputies. We can look at the logs and just see where they're being held for the most part, most likely. And then once we have that, then we can do our split up. One goes to Horst, one goes to the cell, and we set up the plan. So we just need to go back to Central.
well, while you guys are doing that, you should probably check and see if there's any paperwork that's actually involved in a transfer. Because then if you guys
Shouldn't
do
you know
have
that?
to- I became a deputy about an hour before you guys did.
Don't you work with the guards consistently?
Yeah.
No?
No.
You sure?
No.
Gar, you
Paladin does
Gar-
priestly duties.
Gar, are you sure you haven't been a cop this whole time?
You have to tell me.
Yes.
Are you a cop? Are you a cop?
If I'm a cop, I have to tell you.
Right.
It's the law.
clearly the
I never told you I'm a cop, so obviously I'm not.
Indeed, it is entrapment if you don't. It is against the law.
It's totally a law. You can ask your Ganju friend.
I don't think that's the Celestian hegemony law, unfortunately.
Yep.
This is how this works.
Okay.
Undoubtedly.
Horrible Tales does not stand by this legal advice.
So
But
let
I
me
saw it on my favorite tabletop RPG stream. Surely
Yes.
that's the truth.
While you guys are casing the joint, you guys should figure out whether or not, the joints, you guys should figure out whether or not you need have paperwork involved in a inmate convict transfer, because that way, if you do, you can figure out how to basically.
Wouldn't we have to go to Horst for that?
The paperwork might exist elsewhere, and if they didn't sign it, if Horst didn't want to do this, and you guys were to fake a jailbreak as a proper transfer and saying, yeah, we totally got Horst's okay, see, here's the paperwork.
So it sounds like we're gonna go there and talk to him anyway.
So we have to go back to the library.
No, because they might have the paperwork there.
We
At
go.
jail.
We go to.
Why would they have the
the
paper at the jail if we have to take it back to Horst to get signed?
Bureaucracy.
Human ways are weird.
I'm. Sorry, I'm literally trying to think through this plan right now. What we're doing. Alright.
He wants
Or
us
you
to
guys
go to the
just-
jail and ask if we need paperwork
Right.
for a transfer, and then if it's there, then take it to Horst to get signed.
No. If it's there, then we basically make a copy, and you guys will have a fake Horst signature copy that he will have signed in case he doesn't actually sign it.
But wouldn't you still have to take a copy to him?
Well, we would. If he does it, then we don't have to go through with the breaking Marguerite out of jail plan. We go through with the Horst will owe us, or we owe Horst a favor probably, and
Right, so we all have to go though, because you're gonna need a copy.
yeah, but we can just have 2 copies.
Alright, I want to scale this plan back a little bit, guys. I apologize. We are talking about copies of a document we do not know exists.
Right.
And taking
Yeah.
it back and forth between 2 or 3 different places.
Right.
So
At this point, we just need to go talk to Horst and just see what happens. Like, honestly, I think we just scale the whole
so
thing back. and we
jailbreak
just
on the
all-
fly if it fails.
Yeah, if he
says
says,
no.
no, I'm not going to do that, we say, okay, no problem, man. We just wanted to check. Take it easy. Like,
I think that is a sound way to go.
I
yeah.
thought that was the plan the whole time.
No, we were
No.
trying to set up this dual, like, 5 motion.
We're trying to be more.
40
We were-
chess, man.
We
more
were
quicker,
mission impossibling this, and we just need to do like a nice first 20 minutes of a Bond movie, you know, meeting scene.
All right, well, let's go talk to Horst. I think you
He's
said
just having the time of his fucking life.
you guys said I should wait outside. Is that a thing? Still,
Seuss is gonna go stand in front of this jail and wait.
I'm going with Gar to.
Because that's the whole reason we got the stones, right?
Yeah, we just
Like,
did a whole
we're-
bunch
Yeah.
of stuff for a plan that we should abandon. And
We're gonna wait in front of the jail, and then if Gar succeeds, he's gonna say we're good, and then we wait for Gar to come back with the okay.
yeah, I think like the simplistic plan, like maybe
If not, he says no, and then we storm the place.
Yes, I think he'll know more what to do. So let's do that.
So yeah,
All right.
Let's just go back to the original
To
plan
Horst.
and wait and have Gar go to Horst. Yes.
All right. So you guys go back to the command post you were at not too long ago. Takes about another hour to get there, so you're looking at like 7 p.m. ish. And Gar, you walk up the steps, walk in. It's one of those like you're catching Horst as he's like leaving to go out to the bars. And he's just like, Gar, already got a lead for me?
Yeah, but you might not like the way that we get to go through with this. You know how you've been trying to show the scale that you are still boss up here, and you guys have one of theirs.
Tilts his head at you. Continue.
Well, in order for us to get to go down there, we need to give him back.
Give who back?
The member of the scale that you have.
Oh, are you talking about Marguerite?
Yeah.
So you said you knew somebody in the Scaled, right?
Yeah.
Weird talking Ganju elf named Wandali.
Oh, that's his name.
You didn't even know his name? But you know who I'm talking about, right? Weird talking guy.
Sounds insanely
Talks about
insanely painful when you listen to him for long periods of time.
What's he call it? Mellows and vibes.
Yeah, I don't speak that language.
Yeah, no, me neither. But yeah, this is a bit awkward because the way he kind of operates and sells that is well, I'll lead with the good news. The good news is he thinks one or more of your group would make a good member of the Scaled. This is kind of like their initiation thing. They tell you, oh, you got to break out break out one of our crew. Mean old Horst is holding them captive. This is like a training exercise we do between my guards and the Scaled. It's good for both sides, really. We both kind of work on our skills. We hold one of their operatives in, one of our towers, and they send potential members to go break them out. They, usually right before you start it, they come, they find you, they arm you with some non-lethal weapons. If you can get past my guards, then you rescue their member, you bring them back, and ooh, look at that, you guys are a member of the guild. If you fail, then you fail. My guards succeed, and they still will take you back and evaluate you.
So basically,
this is kind of like that game you used to play back in the core called Capture the Flag. Kind of the same thing.
Okay, so can we get Marguerite?
Well, no. You gotta at least try. They'll know if
Really?
They'll know. Hey, okay. Your group will be able to take on my guards, no problem. If you guys can't beat my guards, then you guys should have no business going down the sewers anyway. So
All right, got it. Can you at least tell me where?
Yeah, and he tells you one of the towers that's close to the walls. It's I believe there's an old fairy tale Rapunzel situation.
All right. So we just have to get up there, get them out, and done.
Yeah, get past my guards. Non-lethal. Don't kill any of my guards, Gar. But get past the
I
guards.
really think I would kill any of your guards.
When I speak to you, I speak to your squad.
All right. But we are better about that. Trying to make sure of that.
I'm glad you're rubbing off on them. But just go rescue the quote-unquote damsel in distress and prove your worth. Oh, and don't tell them I told you. That kind of ruins the...
Told me
because exactly. They like to do this whole, we tricked you, or really, we work with the guards. It's fine.
All right. Thank you. And
I can't believe
I
you
never
bought into
spoke
that
to you.
whole thing. Yeah, no, you guys, you have a good time,
Worst,
Gar.
I'll be level with you on this. After listening to him for about 15 seconds, I just got this massive headache.
That sounds about right. Yeah, I don't know why they choose Wandali as their point of contact for potential new initiates into the Guild, but M's got her reasons.
I was really just relying on Lament to make sure that he was being forthright. But
yeah, no,
I guess-
N's got her reasons. I don't know why she does it.
all right. Thank you for your time. I never saw you.
All right, and he walks out with you, and you guys see Gar coming back to you guys as Horst is locking up the doors to the command post. Gar, would you like to share the information you learned with your group?
I walk further away from where we are and just kind of look around, make sure that I don't see anybody, and I'm like, it's capture the flag.
You're saying this whole thing's a game?
Shh. It's capture the flag. We just have to go get him.
What flag?
Marguerite. Let's just go.
Marguerite's a flag?
Okay.
I don't understand.
You don't have to understand. We just have to actually break them out.
Oh,
Non-lethally.
is this a game of Hunt the Rabbit?
Yes, it is. Hunt the rabbit, non-lethally.
Wait,
Nowhere at least.
what's the fun in non-lethal? I don't.
So the guards are working with the underground?
So the short of the matter is, we bring Marguerite back to the scale.
Oh,
The
Jesus.
scale will then later on get one of the guards, and then the guards will have to bring them back to the guards. And then this goes back and forth and back and forth.
I mean, what do the guards
It's
get out of
it's
this?
a training game.
Training game, right.
Okay, so let's just
Hmm.
get this over with. As Horst said, it's his guards. He knows we should be able to win without any problems. Let's just go.
Don't
Because-
kill guard.
Nope.
Don't kill guard. Okay, got it.
Do I need to remind you of this just before we walk in, Tuvok?
No,
kind of a
no, I am
no-kill
just a
kinda
little.
guy.
No, you're right. I am a don't kill kind. I'm just a little frustrated by this entire thing. This sounds like a lot of malarkey. Okay, all right, let's go.
Yes, this whole entire thing was the
Pain in the
Scale's
ass.
version of do the thing and we're totally besties.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking running around. I mean, I understand he doesn't trust us. This, that, and the other thing. Now I'm finding out. Like,
Look
is
at- look at
honestly,
how old I
first
am.
time in the city. I'll be honest with you. First time in the city, and it's a little concerning that the guards are working with what is the underground people here. That seems a little.
Tuvok, have you seen? Okay, maybe I should explain something about our guards here. If you bribe them, they take it and look the other way. It is a guaranteed practice around here. The guards basically make sure that people don't kill each other. That is pretty much
Shady
the
as
extent
fuck,
of
you're
it.
right.
Yeah, sure. Now let's just go and break this Marguerite out. Go back, listen to that guy
Non-lethally.
give me a headache for 5 minutes, and then figure out where we're going. Because this whole entire thing was a lot of work for this.
No, it
We really
definitely is, and
overthought
I think
this.
I think
Really
it's
overthought this.
okay. All right,
But
lead on.
We do
lead
know
on.
where we're going, so let's go. And we start walking towards there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow him and just be like, okay. We're doing this.
Not even going to wait for the night. It's going to happen now. Well, it is
Okay.
night-ish.
Okay. So as you approach the tower that Horse told you, one dolly kind of comes around from one of the corners. So totally awesome! You like found out where Marguerite is. Awesome. Yeah. No. Super dope. Yeah. So like I said, non-lethal. You know, we don't want to stir any trouble up between us and the guards. They already took one of our guys, so you know, gotta be careful about that. So like, make sure you blunt your weapons. And, just
But
meet me back here once you've got Marguerite.
But I was really, really hoping to get a new type of hide.
Are you a dabbler in
Okay,
human flesh hide?
No.
You scare me, which is like totally cool. Get that, cool. That's your vibe. But like, yeah, you scare me. You might be a little too hardcore for the scaled.
Well, if we're breaking in there anyway, I mean, we might as well just...
So like, if you want the entire guard to like hunt you down and kill you, like totally go for it. Like, I'm not here to tell you what's right, what's wrong, what you can't do, what you can do.
Well, all I
but,
need
like,
is one of your
wouldn't recommend it.
hairs. Hold still.
Kind of just like, you can back up all on me, crazy person. That's no touchy, no touchy.
No.
Out of character, thank you for the Emperor's New Groove reference, and Yune is totally messing with this other elf because, knowing.
So like, yeah, I'll be here.
Officially killed me. Oh, man.
I'll be here, and you guys will be up there. Cool.
Killing.
So like, if you kill, like we can't be friends. Like I can't take you to the HQ. You can't like see if you can do this sewer thing you were talking about earlier. That really just kind of like harsh all of the mellows.
But-
Like all.
You guys are a big gang of scary brutes.
I mean, like we're the scaled. Everyone loves the scaled. We're like lovable rapscallions.
That's not what I've heard.
Well, then you've heard about a different scale.
Hmm.
We're lovable tramps. Everyone loves the
Alright.
scale.
Can we go now?
I mean,
I would
yeah,
like to.
man.
Yeah.
Why
All
you
right.
seem so down? You should like totally turn that frown upside down.
Oh, this entire thing is a. Okay.
If you
Alright.
succeed, you're like could potentially be a member of the Scaled. You could be one of us, man. Isn't that pretty cool?
That is very cool, man.
I apologies. Just want to speak out here. The fact that we never, with you, agreed to that.
Well, no, I told you before. I guess you weren't listening. That seems to be like a problem of yours. You have like some listening comprehension problems, which is totally fine, man. No one's gonna kind of like look down on you for that. I get it. Like sometimes it's hard. Words are hard sometimes. I get it.
Of course.
This fucking
But
Hey,
I said that like if you did this like and I bring you back to the HQ, then that would be like your first step in like not only us like helping you out to help us out, but like seeing also if like you wanted to
all right.
check out the Scaled for yourself.
Let's just go.
Gar, wait, I
Yune,
have one more
Yune.
question. What if they kill us?
That's not the way the guards in this city operate. They
I don't
just
know. They
kill
wanted to
people.
arrest us for murder and...
Yeah, they'll arrest you. They ain't gonna kill you.
Oh. Okay.
Plus, like, if you die, then I guess you fail the test, right?
If I die, I'm coming back to haunt you.
I don't doubt it.
At this point, Gar is just looking like he's hurting. He turns around, he starts walking away towards the tower. Slowly, but far quickly enough that he's getting away from... I forgot what his name was. It's...
Gar.
Oh,
just-
one dolly.
$1, thank you.
and I'm gonna walk next to him because I'm of the same mind right now, and I'm just gonna talk.
Yeah, as
Gar,
you guys all start walking away, he's just like, "All right, brothers and sisters, I'll see you back here when you're totally successful."
Gar, if you would you like to try this? It's a little bit of my of orcish brew. Here, it's a little stouter, a little stronger than what you might be used to.
After we finish the job, I don't drink while I work.
Okay, well, more for me then. I have a fantastic headache now.
I just put my hand on the back of Duvok's head, and I use a lay on hands to get rid of his headache and then get rid of mine.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like
subtract from
my
your
way
pool.
better. But
Are you
alright.
counting that as a condition or just hit points?
You can just subtract 2 hit points, one for you, one for him.
Okay. Worth it.
No, I understand where you're coming from. This venture forward. Do you
Alright,
think
so
the leader sounds like he does?
Pray to all the gods not.
I mean, I've only had one interaction with the scaled people, and it was him. He's the face of the organization. Like, is that proper decision making? Every time I talk to him,
certainly was a
he rubs me
deterrent
the
from-
wrong way. I don't even know why.
It was 100% a deterrent away from me ever wanting to find them ever again. So I mean, maybe it is for them. But let's just focus. We're non-lethal, everyone.
Right. As we're walking, this conversation's happening.
Do this the Gar kind of way.
All right,
With
so
a
you
lot
guys-
of booze and non-lethally.
As you approach the tower, there's a couple guards outside the entrance.
How many is a couple? Just 2?
Yeah, just 2.
Is this just like a plaza?
No, this is this would be one of the towers that would be close to the wall on the edge of the city.
I'll walk up
Just
to
so
him.
we see.
I'll just walk straight up to him.
They see you coming, they're like, and do you have the cloak on?
Yes.
Like, hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? And I'll just walk right past him.
What, you see, she's like, hey, what's up? Hey, and you just like start walking by. They're like, whoa. There's not time for a shift change yet.
I'm not relieving you of duty. Thank you.
Okay, like, what are you doing here then?
Excuse me. Sorry,
You're excused.
Oh, thank you. And I'll walk past them.
They like, no, they gotta like they gotta stand in your way. They're like,
What are you doing?
what are you doing? We don't know you. Like, cool, you got like the guard cloak on, but we're like no one else is supposed to come in here
And why not?
because Horace told us to.
Horse told you to.
Yep.
Is that right?
Okay. While
Yep.
he's doing this,
Interesting. So Horse didn't. So you didn't get the message.
I mean, no.
So you've been
What
standing
message is
guard.
that?
So you've been standing guard here. Okay.
Yep.
But did not
Of
receive the
course, told
message
us.
that there was someone coming for an interrogation. Is that correct?
This prisoner isn't supposed to be interrogated.
They are now. Turns
Nope.
out.
That's not. And one of them goes, "That's not how this game." And the other guy's like, "That's not how this works."
Okay, I'm walking up behind him. I'm casting. I'm quickening dual casting a spell.
What spell are you casting?
The Earthen Grasp. It's not going to do any damage. It's just going to restrain him.
I'm pretty sure that spell
You can
does
still
damage.
shout.
It does if, like, I'm pretty sure I can choose to deal damage with it, can't I?
Very careful about spell casting.
Okay, I'll be very careful.
Just
I have
saying.
to look it up.
While he's looking at your spell, Lamalthun, please
Yeah,
continue.
the success automatically makes it damage.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
Then.
yeah.
I was under the impression I could choose to have it damage or not.
Well, if Lamalthun's method fails, then I'm just gonna say sleep.
Are you casting sleep?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, roll the hit points.
Alright. Let me just make sure the number, because I think it's 5D. But I do not remember offhand. Let me see. Sleep is... Yes, 5D8. Okay. Total of... Noting. Yeah, my computer's been being a butt today. Here we go. 23 HP worth.
23.
Yeah.
23, that's funny. So one guard falls asleep, and the other one's eyes get very, very heavy, like almost about to fall asleep, and then crank open. Hey, wait a second.
Wait. So can I use the DM inspiration on that?
No, not for the adding to a spell like that. And it was like, hey, he sees his buddy fall asleep, and he sees Lamalthun. He's like, whoa, and he's pulling his sword.
I want to just look at him, right?
Sure.
And I just tell him, like, you fell asleep.
And he looks at you, and you can see, like, his sword that's out, you can see that it's blunted. Like, it does not have a sharp edge. And he's just like, oh, you're right. And he just kind of, like, slowly, like, slumps over. And he's just like, oh, man, I love sleep. 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 Doors open. Sleep.
Thank you. I'll literally just be like, thank you.
Welcome.
I'll kneel down. My sword's not blunted.
You can like see him just be like he just like his next snore is just like extra loud.
Gotta sell it.
And with that, Lamalthun, you're able to open the door.
Yep.
And you see 5 more guards at a table. They're all playing cards, and they all look up at you. And that's where we'll end it for the night.
Oh,
5 people. Jesus.
5 more of these fuckers.
Brilliant.
Alrighty. We must leave our adventurers as they contemplate their next steps and how they will continue to navigate the perilous world of Skarn and the not so perilous world of Elysium. We'll have to wait until next week to see what happens. It's been a pleasure telling the story to you, listener. We hope you enjoyed what you saw and heard as much as we enjoyed performing it for you. Thank you for watching and listening, and to our Patreon supporters, Weapon M, Don Arnetto, and David. Let's hear from our players now. Once again, your name, handle, character, and where people can find you outside of Vorpal Tales.
I am Dwayne. I'm made of kimchi on the internet, and the next time you will see me will be tomorrow running the first official session of Trinity Continuum Aberrant.
What?
Radness.
Oh yeah, and stick around after the show. We're gonna raid.
Nani?
Was that all?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. I was like, was there more? But anyway, hey everybody, I have been playing Yanae. I am actually secretly, covertly, Ever. And you can find me all over the internet as Changeling Ever, secretly and covertly, of course. And then, secretly and covertly, I am also on Etsy as Neat and co-designs, as in, hey Ever, it's really neat how you keep ridiculously and redundantly saying secretly and covertly.
Cast disbelief.
Hello, everybody. I am loudly and overtly Steve. You can find me on the internet as Voodoo Arcade. Ever is now very mad at me. But yes, I am Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade. Tonight I played Lament. The next time you will find me is Sunday for Mage the Ascension White Walls. There's a dope-ass game, and you should come check it out.
So jealous.
And I am unspelunkingly Devin. I have been Gar. And next time you can find me will be here tonight, except next week, so not exactly tonight. Playing Dracogenesis.
And I am insert adjective here, John, and I have been J3Billion as well as Devok. And the next time you can see me is going to be 10 o'clock, hopefully on Sunday, depending on the game we're playing and what we're doing. But be there, be square for Sizzling Survival.
All right. Thank you very much, cast. I have been PattyShakes_, and it'll be another week before you'll be able to find out what happens to our lovable rapscallions. But in the meantime, I encourage you to watch Vorpal Tales' other shows, which include tomorrow will be Trinity Continuum, Aberrant, Quantum Knights. Sunday, Mage the Ascension, Cult, Divinity Lost, White Walls. It's a crossover thingy. It's super awesome. Monday, Cyberpunk, In the Image of Man, Made. Tuesday, we're doing the Kickstarter for Mage the Ascension Victorian Age, which I believe a couple of our players are in that one as well. Wednesday will be the first session of Tales from the Loop, Pour in the Woods with our own Space Lord pajamas. And Thursday will be Black Void, Lights in the Darkness. And finally, next Friday, Scarlands, Dracogenesis, Titans Lament, same time, same place. Totally check in and tune in for that. Now, for our true fans, we shall vote. Our players will each nominate one other player, but new to Vorpal Tales, you, the audience, can vote for your favorite player as well. We shall tally the votes in chat after we sign off and award our players appropriately. So, players, please choose someone to vote for.
Susa will unmute herself and vote for Lament for having problem with taters.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give it to Gar for doing all the talky talk with us with Horst and with Horst again, and then finding nifty things in the shop.
I'm going to give it to Susa for that fantastic display in the library that I didn't see.
Yes.
And I will give mine to Yane for messing with the one guy right before we left. So that was great. Like, honestly, like, Steve could have run the entire gambit tonight, but Yane was great.
And everyone gets a vote from Zach Rules.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. All those moments and more were quite amazing. We hope you enjoyed our story tonight. We look forward to seeing you next week at the same time and place to continue the tale. Until next time, may Corian light your way. Stay safe, stay awesome, stay adventurous, make good choices, and wear a mask.
Can't make me make good choices.
But please do.